revolt. Of course, I mean by that, revolt against the Hooverists, who have revoltingly violated the laws of God and man, and have the U.S. in a quagmire of Hooverism. Now, this is Martyr St. Castellano, and I don't say I'm a martyr saint because I want to sound, important, religious. It's just a fact. I have, of course, said that my goals are, which I have obtained, then vocationally, I now am an ordained minister. I can perform religious services, civil ceremonial services throughout the USA. And this is what I've been saying upwards and forwards. And that's the only thing worth mentioning. And outside of that, the phony following faggot CS's Hooveristic masturbating Hooverist cowards, and it's the same. And Obama on the national and international stage by F.B.I. classification has the blackest ass. I now have 3 other programs, and the next part of the 4 programs is by the preacher who speaks from the bloody pulpit. Revolt! Yeah, absolutely. We, like Abraham Lincoln said, have to get our government back. Back then, he said they'd take it by force. You have the right to get arms and take it back. But they have passed laws, you can't do that. So you have to do it through the ballot box, which is the best way. About half of the people in the U.S. don't even vote. And if that half of the people voted, especially as a man like me, they would take their government back. Now, what's there to put forward? Well, Martyr St. Castellano is now an ordained minister. Can perform various ceremonies, religious and civil, accepted in the civil system, throughout the United States. While the phony following faggot, criminally insane Hoover cocksuckers, masturbating Hooverist cowards run around in a post-mortem weird nonsense. but their national and international mouthpiece by FBI classification has the blackest ass. And now, as the third part of the program, overall program, is the expose editor. Revolt. Maybe the first step is for some politicians to get a spine and start impeachment. As far as the news, Martyr St. Castellano is now an ordained minister. He has injuries from the top of his head to his toes. He has to take and get concerned about his injuries. Dental work has caused him to have pain where he couldn't have the bridge work cutting into his gums and couldn't have his food. So he has to do something about clearing up any question about his vision and dental work. So, and this is besides all his pains, is the terrible cutting of his gums where he couldn't eat his food. So he has now to where he has to improvise and correct that. And it's a little, maybe looks impolite, but you know, he's 89, he's going to be 90, and has these injuries, and smiles, and says, I'm now an ordained minister, and still going upwards and forwards. And I can report that he had preparations to go to a warmer, drier climate, and that's been moved a few more days. And meanwhile, he is checking out maybe another country. And meanwhile, what's going on? Well, he had a little chore to do near the home. So he goes outside and he sits in a folding chair, and he turns his back to the Hoovers, who are running around and showing their precision expertise and noise, and he closes his eyes and says, this rat falls asleep while they're running around, and it's for them something out of the circle jerk, masturbating Hoovers in Washington who give the orders and come here, come here, fly here, top money, you know, and do these precision gyrations of masturbating Hooveristic nonsense. He fell asleep there for 2 hours. He fell asleep there for 2 hours. And he's considering definitely a warmer, drier climate, and maybe another country. And meanwhile, it looks like the phony, following faggot, Hooveristic cocksuckers, that they practices violating the laws of God and man. They are masturbating Hoovers cowards. And with that, the fourth part is that of 009. The dawn is breaking. Martyr St. Castellano is now an ordained minister. Upwards and forwards. And he doesn't know exactly where he's going to move to. That would take out the excuse that they can do what they want to because he's there. So if he's alone somewhere else, then the cowards don't have that excuse. So the dawn has broken. Things are bright. He has to do some personal items. That the cutting of his gums and teeth for months was very, very painful and interfered with just proper food, to have proper food. So that will be corrected, of course, as soon as possible. And he has where they might be giving him a lie. And certain things, you know, they try to frame him and trap him into so forth. I say that because he may not be able to continue these videos. He may not be able to bring his computer. Or if he brings his computer, he might just not have really the time or essence to make videos when he first arrives somewhere. And meanwhile, what? Well, to kind of prove a point, he's in his yard and he turns his back to the criminally insane nonsense of the masturbating Hooveristic cowards, and he falls asleep. No, I think that proves the point. And with that, I say what? Then, in the evening, he likes to say in a mature way, that of calm serenity, and that of the tune sort of exemplifies that of red sails in the sunset way out on the sea. And of course the situation in the USA is that by FBI classification and on the international stage, Obama has the blackest ass.